And I know everybody's probably on the other side of things saying, my counterpart is the one starting all the trouble. So we just going to pretend everybody here is the one that doesn't really start all the trouble. And we're going to give the people who are not troublemakers advice for how to deal with the troublemakers. All right? That's what we're going to do. And so what we need to first establish is this. We got to establish, where are the rules of engagement? That's what causes the problems. See, we're going to jump right into this. So one of the main issues that men and women particularly have is pinpointing, how did this all start? Here's one of the issues. Advice, y'all. And this is what I was going to say. Hold on. Number one advice. Be wary of advice you get from people who are not in relationships about your relationship. That's number one. Walk with me. Rule number one. Anyone can give you good advice. But consider the fact that you may want advice, if you do get advice from people who are not only in relationships, but they like their relationships. And you believe that they like their relationship. This is important because some people may even be in relationships and that still doesn't give them the pass. So what I like to say is, I feel I'm credentialed based on years of experience. And the ignorant part is that there's people on planet Earth who would like to believe that, well, you know, I don't care how much relationships you're presently in and how many of them are successful. They ain't got nothing to do with me. And so that may be true. But we're dealing with the law of average here. We're dealing with the law of probability. So it's best to get information or advice from people that are in long-lasting, healthy relationships. The key word tonight is going to be healthy. The key word, healthy. That's the key word. Here's another issue. Who is right? Who is wrong? Stay the heck away from those words. The word is healthy. This is not healthy. I don't feel this is healthy. Use that word. Because once things become about right and wrong, people get on the defensive. What you want to start labeling what's going on in a more accurate form and less offensive means is to say, I don't think this is healthy. And the reason I don't think this is healthy, because we're both going to get upset. Both our tempers. We don't need to yell. We don't need to scream. This isn't healthy. That approach, I don't believe is healthy because I get riled up when I'm approached this way. But we don't want to touch right or wrong or good or bad. We're going to use the word healthy from now on when we're having conversations. Something is healthy or it's not healthy. That's what we want to deal with because people haven't abused the word health enough. People have not abused the word health enough for people to, what do you mean healthy? But if you say, that was wrong, oh, I was wrong, then you know what normally happens. Someone's going to find where you was wrong first. Then you got to find where they was wrong behind that. Then they got to find where you was wrong before that. That's so annoying. And we all know it's annoying. Because we're going to keep going back. Next thing you know, and you know what I hate that takes place in an argument that's not fair? This is what y'all got to do now. This is advice. You are going nowhere if when someone presents something to you as a problem and then the person comes back and presents 6 other problems, avoids the one problem you had and gives you 6 other problems. You got to be careful with that. Be careful with that. That happens. I'm going to tell you what to do when that happens. And you really can't do much because if you're dealing with the type of person that when you tell them you have a problem, they start bringing to you all your problems. You need to know how to evacuate that situation because those people generally don't even want you to leave. They want you to stay there to listen for all 6 problems they're going to throw on you when you only had 1 problem. So you got to know how to deal with this situation the best way. Healthy is the word. Also, when you say you got a problem and then someone brings all of the problems to you because they get on the defensive and you say, yo, I just want to talk to you about this. Now, this is the trick. You're supposed to be able to be open to communicate with your partner. But what happens to most of us when we do communicate what we're upset about, we normally get the backlash for presenting it to that person. Remember that. You gotta understand how to move when this stuff happens. You gotta stick and move. Stick and move. This is boxing. This is intellectual sparring. You gotta really be prepared for this. And don't you dare tell the person that you told you had one problem that's now bringing on to you a bunch of your problems. Because the problem is this. If everybody got a dang problem, then ain't nothing's going to be answered and y'all going to start yelling over each other. You know why? Because if you said, I have a problem with this, and it's not properly being addressed, analyzed, or even looked into, because that person says, well, I got a problem with you. And then you saying, this is not fair. I'm the one presented the problem to you. We're not even discussing my problem. Now you bringing your problem on me. Now two people got problems, and neither one of them is going to be addressed, because the first person is like, I'll be damned if I'm going to answer to your problem. I'm the one told you I got a problem. Now, one of you, most times, happens to be more logical than the other person. The perpetrator is normally the same person all the time. I don't know what side of this you're on, but what we're going to do, whoever side you're on, we're going to make sure everyone can pinpoint how to diffuse this negativity. This is what you must do. And don't nobody want to be called illogical in the middle of the conversation either. So just leave that alone too. That doesn't work. I have years of experience knowing calling people illogical is just the worst idea on planet Earth. Do not say someone is not acting logical. Leave it alone. And do not give them the credit of being too emotional. Because emotion is a very high form of intelligence. We don't want to use emotional no more. Guess what we're going to use? Healthy. It's not healthy. This is healthy. We're going to think about health. You know why? Because the second your health starts depleting, you're in a bad situation. You guys don't want to, pardon me, you guys, just thinking about it, you guys don't want to make each other sick. So we got to focus on health throughout the course of the situation. And it may pain you to allow the other person that you said, hey, I have an issue, to speak more than you when you're the one bringing only one issue to the table. You have to find a way to respond to probably 4 or 5 things. So what you need to do, if you understand the person that you're dealing with, you need to already come with a pen and pad prepared. And this may annoy people, but if you know you're dealing with the type of person who has a tendency to compound interest, once they start telling you they got a problem, they start telling you they got 5 or 6 problems. You know what you want to do? You want to tactfully consider all 6. And you want to ask if you have the right to respond to all 6 uninterrupted. Because what normally happens is once you start responding to the first one, that becomes another argument before you get to problem 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm telling you, I know these people on planet Earth, they're walking around all over the place.
Trying to say.
Who? I ain't talking about nobody right now. I ain't mentioning no names right now. I'm not mentioning no names because it wouldn't be healthy. It would not be healthy. What I'm telling you is, these are conversations that need to be had in our community. These conversations absolutely, positively have to be addressed in our community because we're having arguments with no resolution. Okay? A lot of appreciation goes the right way. A long way. We have this thing that on other instances we feel like, well, someone didn't do what I want them to do, so I'm going to spite them. We got that going on in the black community too. I'm going to spite this person because they're not doing things the way I want them to do it. Then you know what? Forget it. I'm on some other stuff. We don't have the right to tell that person that that's not right. We can identify the fact that it's not healthy, at least for you, the victim, because you're the victim of that. But you don't even want to tell them you're being victimized by them. This is just us having this conversation now.